Emergency, emergency, emergency. This is Tango Foxtrot Romeo. Can you hear me?
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, Jandakot Tower, I can hear you. What's the problem? Tango Foxtrot Romeo, do you know where your transponder is?
This is Tango Foxtrot Romeo. Can you please hear me? I can't hear you very well.
Do you have a transponder on board?
I can't hear you very well. I'm going to decrease my engine so I can hear you a little bit better.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, do you know what your altitude is? Tango Foxtrot Romeo, do you know where your transponder is?
Sorry, you keep cutting out.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, are you familiar with how to operate the airplane? Tango Foxtrot Romeo, do you know how to operate the aeroplane?
Very, very light. This is my first lesson.
Instructor at the moment, are they unconscious?
He's leaning over my shoulder. I'm trying to keep him up, but he keeps falling down.
Just on the aircraft. The first thing we're going to do is make sure that the wings stay level and that you keep consistent speed and consistent altitude.
At the moment, my altitude is 1,900.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, Roger. Do you know if you have a transponder on board? Do you know what that is?
Copy that, I do.
Okay, do you know what it's reading right now?
What's that, sorry?
What's the numbers on the transponder?
Can you repeat that, please?
What are the numbers on the transponder reading?
The reading is nose down.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, can you see any obvious landmarks? For example, the Kwinana Freeway. Can you see that out the window at all?
Yes, I can see Thompson Lake.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, good. I think we have you identified at the moment. Can you see the Jandakot Airport at all? I've activated the rotating light on top of the tower. At the moment it looks like you're heading north, and it should be, if you look directly ahead and then to the right just a little bit, you should see the runways there. Can you see that?
Yep, I'm just going over Thompson Lake. We were originally meant to be going through the boat shed and then coming through, but what runway do you want me to land on?
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, we will try to get you in for runway 30. You can come straight to the airport right now if you like, come direct to Jandakot.
Copy that. Do you want me to wash some of this speed off? Because currently I'm at 2,600 and my airspeed is 1,110. Copy. Did you receive that, tower?
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, we did copy that. We're just trying to visually identify you at the moment. Can you make a very gentle right turn for me, and that will help us identify who you are?
Copy that. Doing a right turn now.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, thanks. We can see you out the window, so we're tracking where you are at the moment. You're doing a really great job. I know this is very stressful, but you're doing an amazing job, and we're going to help you get down to the ground, okay?
If I do a flyover first, please.
As well, to your company, just to make them aware of everything that's happening, so they can help out as needed shortly. So if you want to just straight away, we'll just overfly to the field and get you nice and comfortable with that. So you can just overfly direct Jandakot, and we'll get you having a look at the runways so that you're familiar with the runway that we're going to get you to land on.
Copy that. I'll just do a fly around then.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, there's currently no other traffic airborne at Jandakot at the moment, so you're not going to be getting too close to anyone. That's going to be fine.
Sorry, what was that? Can you repeat that?
Foxtrot Romeo, there's no one else airborne at Jandakot at the moment. You're the only one up there, so you can take your time just getting familiar. There's no one else that you're going to be getting anywhere close to. If you want to reduce your speed there, just watch. It's called your RPM. That 2,600 that you were talking about, that's your RPM. Just make sure that the numbers on that are in the green, not yellow or red, and you can just gently reduce that speed there, but just keep an eye on your speed, that you're not going into the red too much, and keeping those wings level and keeping your nose nice and level on the horizon.
Yes, copy that. I've decreased it now just under 2,500, so I'll just maintain this at the moment.
Okay, Tango Foxtrot Romeo, we're getting an instructor out at the moment to help give you more specific information for your aircraft. Right now you're flying in that 1-2 direction, so the runway that you're sort of going in the direction of is going to be opposite direction to where you're going to be flying to. Did you want to make a slight right turn? If you want, or Yep, there you go. So just continue that nice right turn for me, and out the right-hand side of the window you'll see the runways, and I'll just get you to have a look at the runway you're going to land on.
Copy that. Thanks for your help.
Alright, that's what we're here for.
Lucky I remembered how to put onto the actual right radio because we were on the ATIS.
Yeah, the ATIS won't be helping you, but I will be able to help you. That's what we're here for, so it's a really good thing you're able to find that. So at the right-hand side of the window, you're going to see runway 30. You'll see an aircraft waiting on the ground right next to the runway, and that's the threshold that you're going to land on. Can you see that?
Yes, I can see the headlights of the aircraft.
Back towards the field, we'll keep you nice and close to the airfield.
I'll turn right so I can start heading back towards the airport.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, AFM. Tango Foxtrot Romeo. Just in front of you and just slightly to the left is the runway we're going to land you on. That's runway 30. So if you're able to see it, there's 3 runways at the airport. There's 2 that are parallel to each other. There's one single runway that's crossing across both of them. That runway's out to your left right now. That's the runway we're going to land you on. Can you see that? Big 30 on the threshold?
Yep, copy that.
Yes, that's the one we're going to land you on. So what I want you to do now is make a left 90-degree turn to start flying along that runway, and that's going to get you into a nice circle pattern that's going to fly you along the runway and then back onto a left turn to sort of start doing a circle over that runway, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so you just want me to do a circuit around that runway?
That's correct. So right now, just straighten up, go nice wings level, nice and calm, and straight up the runway, and just fly along the runway so you get an idea of what it feels like to be overflying that runway.
Copy that.
So Tango Foxtrot Romeo, the plane that you see out to your right just waiting there, that's the holding point, that's the end of the runway that you can start landing on, and then anywhere from where you are now along the runway, that's where you're going to be landing on. Does that feel fairly straightforward?
Copy that. How many, do you want me to just get comfortable with the circuit?
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, 8. Tango Foxtrot Romeo, have you landed any aircraft before by yourself or with someone else at the controls with you?
No, I haven't.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, understood. When you're ready, make a left turn, and we're going to start a nice square circuit around that runway, so that'll be your next leg is a nice 90-degree turn there.
So you want me to circle back around until I get to 03?
Yeah, so Tango Foxtrot Romeo, when you're ready, make that another 90-degree left turn so you can fly back down with the runway out to your left-hand side. Tango Foxtrot Romeo, can you tell me how your instructor's doing at the moment? How's he looking?
No, he hasn't woken up. I've just tried to lift his head back up just to check to see how he's going, but he's not responding. So we're going to need an ambulance and somebody here ASAP.
The airplane, the instructor, we do have an ambulance coming. They're on the way, so they're going to meet you on the ground and they're going to give him the best care that they can. The most important thing, because he's sitting, if you can, keep his head upright, sort of leaning back against the headrest if there is one, and that'll just keep his airway nice and open for us.
Copy that. Okay, he's opening his eyes now.
Foxtrot Romeo, Roger. Are you able to communicate with him at all?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, is your instructor communicating at all?
No, he's not.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, that's okay. Your job right now is just keep focusing on that aircraft as best you can. Secondary to that is just to keep his head upright and his body upright in the seat. But we're going to get you on the ground very soon and get both of you guys on the ground safely. When you're ready, make that left turn back towards the runway again, and we'll line you up again and just sort of get your feeling for that. If you want, you can start making a nice gentle descent back towards the runway and sort of start lining you up and get a feel for what it feels like to start descending and landing towards the runway.
Copy that.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, do you know how long have you been airborne? Do you know how much fuel you might have on board?
I'm not too sure on how it works with gallons, but it says I'm just over half.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, that's okay. I just had a quick chat actually to your company. They told me you've got 5 hours of fuel on board. So you've got, I think you've spent about an hour airborne so far, so we've got plenty of time to do some practice and rehearsal before we get you on the ground, so nothing to worry about there.
Okay, so when would you like me to get onto the ground then?
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, ultimately it's up to you. We want you to be nice and comfortable for your attempt at landing, so just what you're doing right now and practicing on the runway is is really good. So right now, just in this moment, just get a feel for what it looks like with that runway beneath you, and as we slowly descend you towards the runway, when you're happy to make that landing.
Yeah, copy that. That crosswind's pretty bad, so I've just got to get used to the way that the aircraft flies, because normally I'm flying the 172, so this one's a lot different.
Yeah, they've told us that you can fly the 172 after a couple of hours. That's really, really good. Just keep doing what you're doing and get the feel for how the 152 feels. Obviously a little bit different, but you're doing really, really well. You're doing an amazing job.
Yeah, well, my flight instructor did say that I was the best student he's had.
Well, we definitely have a story to tell at the end of this time. Tango Foxtrot Romeo, can I just climb a little bit back up so that needle's back up to about 1,000 on your altitude, and when you're ready, a left turn back towards the runway. Again, all your controls nice and slow and controlled. You're doing a really great job.
Thank you. I'll climb to 1,000. You want me to fly high, did you say?
Sorry, Tango Foxtrot Romeo, I transmitted on top of you. Say again what you said before.
Would you like me to fly to 1,500?
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, no, that's fine. Your attitude where you are right now, that's great. You're doing a really good job. Just where you are is fine.
I want to just keep maintaining my air calls as well, so I'll keep on saying Tango Foxtrot Romeo, if that's okay.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, that's totally fine. You can do what you want there. I know what your voice sounds like now, so if you want to just talk to me, you can just talk to me at any point. But yeah, you're doing a great job. Just stay just in the circuit direction like you've been doing with those nice easy left turns, and you're doing a great job. We're just getting one of the instructors from Air Australia up into the tower so that they can have a chat to you and get you onto the deck real soon.
Okay, thank you. Can you please tell me how to turn it up a little bit so I can actually hear you?
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, on the actual cup of your headset, on your earpiece, there might be a little dial on the right-hand side, and I'll just keep talking, and if you adjust that, you should be able to get a bit of a louder volume. Can you hear me a little bit louder now?
Well, I guess I don't need to practice emergency procedures then.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, no, that's fine. We know exactly what's going on, and yeah, we're going to take care of all of that for you. Tango Foxtrot Romeo, you're doing a really great job. Just hold off on that level right there and keep watching the runway as you're going past. Getting
Yeah, copy that. I just wanted to see how much I needed to descend to be able to comfortably go down.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, I've got your instructor right behind me. He told me that your level right there, as low as you got at the point that you did, was perfect. So we want you to do that exactly the same time, do exactly the same thing next time, but just a little bit slower.
Sorry, what was that? Sorry, can you please repeat that? Tango Foxtrot Romeo.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, your instructor, I have one of your instructors behind me. He says that the approach you just made, before you got to the runway, the height that you got down to was perfect. So what you were doing to see how low you needed to go to land on the runway, you got it down to the exact perfect spot. So that was perfect, your height. What we need to do is on the next approach is just reduce the speed.
I hope they don't think I'm paying for this flight. Sorry to say. Tango Foxtrot Romeo.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, yeah, no, if they make you pay for it, I'll pay for it with my own wallet.
I wouldn't expect that.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, what we were just talking about before with the instructor, he says that your approach to the runway, so as you were going down to see how low you could get to the runway, you did it perfectly. Your approach down to the runway was perfect. It was just a little bit too fast. So we just need you for the next time just to slow it down a little bit. That was the only problem, it was just a little bit too quick heading down towards the runway. Tango Foxtrot Romeo, do you know how to work the flaps on the 152?
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, yes I do.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, roger. Just start your left turn now to base for me.
Copy that. Tango Foxtrot Romeo.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, we're just going to reduce your speed again. So it's going to be just very gently reducing the power back to 1,700 RPM. Lifting the nose slightly to get our speed back to 70 knots. Very gently lifting that nose up, just to maintain 70 knots and 1,700 on the RPM.
1,765 knots.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, yep, that's good. We don't want to drop below 70 knots though. So if you are starting to drop below 70 knots, we just need to lower the nose down a little bit, just to maintain that power, and then increase the engine just a little bit, just to maintain the height. How's that feeling?
Yeah, that's feeling pretty good.
Thank you, Foxtrot Romeo. Just a little bit more engine power, please. You're dropping a little bit too low there. Yep, that's great. Just a little bit more power. Make sure you're aiming the nose at the threshold. It's the one with the red light sticking on it.
Copy that.
That's really good. Keep maintaining the speed. Lower the nose just slightly. Keep the nose coming down just slightly.
You want me to land?
Up to you, land it. Power on. Raise the nose slightly. Thank you, Foxtrot Romeo. Power on, climb out. Power on, climb out.
Run out.
Yeah, good job. Good call. Thank you, Foxtrot Romeo. Let's try and land it on the next one, hey? That was perfect. Everything you did there was perfect. We're going to land it on the next one, yeah?
Copy that. Tango Foxtrot Romeo.
You got this, mate. You're doing really, really well. Tango Foxtrot Romeo, we're going to do exactly what you just did before. This time we're going to land it, okay?
Copy that. Tango Foxtrot Romeo.
You're going to do great. This is exactly what you need to be doing. We're going to get you on the ground. And when you're ready, just make that base turn for me now. Alright, Tango Foxtrot Romeo, this is going to be the final approach down to the runway. Remember, RPM down to 1,700. Slightly raise the nose. We want to maintain keeping that nose pointed at the threshold. If you're starting to drop too low, increase the power to maintain your height.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo received.
Doing really well, mate. And as you're getting closer, we want you to cross that threshold at about 65 knots, but reducing that engine speed or that engine power as you're getting closer to the threshold. What you're doing right now is perfect, though. Keep coming. Nose down towards the threshold, nose down. Nose down more, nose down more, nose down more, nose down more, nose down more. Perfect, perfect. Power, little bit, power off, power off, power off, power off. Raise the nose gently. Raise the nose gently. Hold it off, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it right there. This is perfect. Hold it, hold it. Very gently start braking now. Gently start braking now, and you're down on the ground. You did it, mate. Well done. That's amazing. You've done so well. Just brake right there on the runway, and we're going to have all the vehicles come out and meet you on the runway. Just hold it right there. You've done absolutely an amazing job. Well done. Tango Foxtrot Romeo, congratulations on your first solo.